Good morning!
I'm your radio teacher,
I am your science buddy.
and I'll give you an exciting lesson that you'll surely enjoy.
Sci Talks Radio. Education must continue.
Learning is a great avenue.
No one will be left behind. With new normal comes new learning.
New method, new way of understanding.
Keep on learning.
Keep on achieving,
There's no way of hindering.
enriching one's dream.
This is Sci Talks Radio,
your number one source of science education.
Conveying a half an hour of quality scientific teaching on air.
This is
Sci Talks Radio.
Great day, my dear grade 9 students. Let us start the day right. Have you heard about a quote from Leo Tolstoy that says, "Everyone thinks of changing the world, but no one thinks of changing himself." This quote means change has to begin within ourselves. There is no point in having huge goals if you are not prepared to make changes to your own lifestyle and habits in order to achieve them. Otherwise, your dreams will merely be delusions of grandeur. Are you eager to know more? Great day, grade 9 students! Another week has ended and here we are at Radyo Eskwela, making your third quarter of the school year more fun and exciting through listening to our broadcast. This is Teacher Harmony T. Pascual, your science buddy for today. How's your studies so far? I can feel that you are delighted today. Are you ready for another learning adventure with me? If so, focus, lend me your ears and attention for today's episode. But before we start, be sure that your stomach is full so that you'll have the enthusiasm to learn and prepare the things that you will be needing for today's episode. You are also advised to take down important notes. Buckle up, hold tight, and enjoy the ride. Let's go! Before we start our new lesson, let us first review our past topic about the factors that affect climate. Do you still remember it?
Yes, ma'am.
That's great! What are climate factors? Very good! Climate factors are the conditions that affect the climate characteristics of a particular location. There are 6 major natural climate factors: air masses and winds, latitude, ocean currents, elevation, relief, and bodies of water. How about air masses? You got it right! Air masses are huge parcels of air with specific characteristics. What's interesting about the characteristics of an air mass is that not only do they describe the air mass, but they also tell you where you can find that air mass on Earth. What are the different types of air masses? Excellent! The different types of air masses are continental air mass, maritime air mass, Arctic air masses, and polar air masses. Wow! I believe you really mastered our previous lesson. Give yourselves a round of applause for a job well done. You're now ready for our next topic. Let's go! Take a look at yourself in the mirror. Are there any changes you can make in yourself for the better?
Oh, yes.
Success will not magically appear in your life without significant accountability, focus, and optimism. As a citizen of this country, being responsible is a must. But are we becoming the person to whom we wish to populate the world? Since we are talking about change, we will go deeper as we talk about climate change today. Climate change is one of the biggest crises facing humanity. But what is climate change? Climate change is a change which is attributed directly or indirectly to human activity that alters the composition of the global atmosphere and which is in addition to natural climate variability observed over comparative time period. Climate change is also a change in the usual weather found in a place. This could be a change in how much rain a place usually gets in a year, or it could be a change in a place's usual temperature for a month or season. Climate change is a change in Earth's climate. This could be a change in Earth's usual temperature, or it could be a change in where rain and snow usually fall on Earth. The world is experiencing intense drought, storm, rising sea levels, melting glaciers, natural calamities, earthquake, cyclones, flood, hazardous diseases, cancer from radiations, incurable allergies, and wildfires. That's right! We are all experiencing these impacts of climate change here in the Philippines today. Do you know what causes climate change?
Yes, ma'am.
That's right! There are so many causes of climate change. Some of them are natural causes and some are man-made causes. Yes, we contribute to climate change. That is why we also reap its impacts. Let us now learn the causes of climate change.
Okay.
Many things can cause climate to change all on its own. Earth's distance from the sun can change. The sun can send out more or less energy. Oceans can change. When a volcano erupts, it can change our climate. Most scientists say that humans can change climate too. People drive cars, people heat and cool their houses, people cook food. All those things take energy. One way we get energy is by burning coal, oil, and gas. Burning these things puts gases into the air. The gases cause the air to heat up. This can change the climate of a place. It also can change Earth's climate. What might happen to Earth's climate? Scientists think that Earth's temperature will keep going up for the next 100 years. This would cause more snow and ice to melt. Oceans would rise higher. Some places would get hotter.
Oh no.
Other places might have colder winters with more snow. Some places might get more rain. Other places might get less rain. Some places might have stronger hurricanes. This climate change is because of human activity. 1. Increased use of fossil fuels, such as coal, oil and gas to generate electricity, run cars and other forms of transport, and power manufacturing and industry. 2. Deforestation, because living trees absorb and store carbon dioxide. 3. Increasingly intensive agriculture, which emits greenhouse gases like methane and nitrous oxide that increase the temperature of the atmosphere near the Earth's surface, which we call global warming. The Philippines is highly vulnerable to the impacts of climate change, including sea level rise, increased frequency of extreme weather events, rising temperatures, and extreme rainfall. What can we do to adapt with this situation? Adaptation to changes in climate is nothing new. Throughout history, human societies have repeatedly demonstrated a strong capacity for adapting to different climates and environmental changes, whether by migration to new areas, changing the crops we cultivate, or building different types of shelter. Adaptation can consist of a wide variety of actions by an individual, community, or organization to prepare for or respond to climate change impacts. Many of these measures are things we are already doing but could be stepped up or modified to prepare for climate change. Examples include 1. Agriculture and food supply. Breed crop varieties that are more tolerant of heat, drought, and waterlogging from heavy rainfall or flooding. 2. Protect livestock from higher summer temperatures by providing more shade and improving airflow in barns. 3. Promote shore protection techniques and open space preserves that allows beaches and coastal wetlands to gradually move inland as sea level rises. Identify and improve evacuation routes and evacuation plans for low-lying areas to prepare for increased storm surge and flooding. Let's discuss about greenhouse gases and effect. Greenhouse gases are gases in Earth's atmosphere that trap heat. They let sunlight pass through the atmosphere, but they prevent the heat that the sunlight brings from leaving the atmosphere. Overall, greenhouse gases are a good thing. Without them, our planet would be too cold and life as we know would not exist. The main greenhouse gases are water vapor, carbon dioxide, methane, ozone, nitrous oxide, and chlorofluorocarbons. What are the natural sources of greenhouse gases? You're right. One is carbon dioxide, which is produced naturally when people and animals breathe. Plants and trees take in and use carbon dioxide to live. Volcanoes also produce carbon dioxide. Methane is released by coal mining, landfill, and by agriculture, particularly through the digestive process of beef and milk cows. The gas also comes from fields where rice is grown, paddy fields, and ozone, which occurs naturally in the atmosphere. How about the man-made sources? Yes, correct. Carbon dioxide comes from burning fuels such as coal, oil, and gas. These are called fossil fuels. We burn fossil fuels to make energy, which gives us heat and light in buildings. The cutting down and burning of trees also releases carbon dioxide. Methane can be released from buried wastes. These buried wastes will produce methane. Coal mining stored gas produces methane. Another group of greenhouse gas includes the chlorofluorocarbons. CFCs have been used in aerosols such as hairspray cans, fridges, and making plastics. They become dangerous when released in the atmosphere, depleting the ozone layer. For this reason, their use has been banned around the world. Lastly, nitrous oxide is produced by cars. by fossil fuels used to produce heat and electricity and by agriculture. So, what's the buzz about global warming? Great! Global warming is the increase in temperature around the globe. The Earth is surrounded by an envelope of gases called the atmosphere. Sunlight enters the atmosphere as it bounces to and from the Earth. However, because of pollution, there are lots of gases such as methane, carbon dioxide, and water vapor in the atmosphere that trap the sunlight, and this keeps it from leaving the atmosphere. The trapped sunlight within the atmosphere makes the Earth heat up. This is what creates global warming. Let's now move on to El Nino and La Nina. What do you know about El Nino and La Nina? Very good! El Nino and La Nina are complex weather patterns resulting from variations in ocean temperatures in the equatorial Pacific. Warmer or colder than the average temperatures in one part of the world can influence weather around the globe. El Nino and La Nina are opposite phases of what is known as the El Nino Southern Oscillation or ENSO cycle. ENSO cycle is a scientific term that describes the fluctuation in temperature between the ocean and the atmosphere in the east-central equatorial Pacific, approximately between the international dateline and 120 degrees west. On the other hand, La Nina is sometimes referred to as cold phase of ENSO and El Nino as the warm phase. El Nino and La Nina episodes typically last 9 to 12 months, but some prolonged events may last for years. While their frequency can be quite irregular, El Nino and La Nina events occur on average every 2 to 7 years. Typically, El Nino occurs more frequently than La Nina. To deepen your understanding about our topic, let's have a short activity. All you have to do is to complete the following statements. Write your answers on your notebook. Let's begin.
Okay.
For number 1, blank refers to the gradual rise in the Earth's temperature as a result of human activities. What is your answer? Great! It is global warming. Number 2, blank is a glass building used to grow plants. It keeps the plants warm and protects them from bad weather. Very good! The answer is greenhouse. Let's proceed to number 3. When too many blank are released into the air, they trap the sun's heat and cause the earth to get warmer. Write your answer now. Correct! It is greenhouse gases. Let's have number 4. The blank refers to a buildup of gases in the air around the earth, which causes the earth's temperature to rise. What is your answer? You got it right. It is greenhouse effect. And for number 5, fuels like coal and oil formed from the remains of decayed plants and animals are called blank. Absolutely, it is greenhouse fuels. Good job, my dear grade 9 learners. Remember that climate change is a global phenomenon of climate transformation characterized by the changes in the usual climate of the planet regarding temperature, precipitation, and wind that are especially caused by human activities. Two of the main causes of pollution are the burning of fossil fuels and deforestation. Greenhouse gases are gases in Earth's atmosphere that trap heat. It is either natural or man-made source. At this moment, I am sure you are now ready for your short quiz. I want you to open your LAS on page 66, Activity 3. Study the diagram on the greenhouse effect. Let's answer the questions that follows. I will give you 10 seconds to answer each question. Are you ready?
Yes,
Let's
ma'am.
start. For number 1, which arrow in the diagram above shows the greenhouse effect? Number 2, describe the direction of the arrows that comes directly from the sun. Number 3, why do you think some arrows did not return back to the atmosphere? Let's have number 4. Why did the arrow coming from the earth bend? And number 5, why do some heat trapped by greenhouse gases travels back to earth? Are you done, my dear learners?
Yes, ma'am.
Great! I will give you 3 minutes to finalize your answers. While doing so, let's listen to the official song of Radyo Eskwela.
Tayo ay mag-aral sa loob ng ating tahanan. Sa radyo ay mag-tune lang, tiyak ika'y may matututunan. Pagkat sa gitna ng pandemya, tayo pa rin ay magkaisa upang masigurong bawat bata ay pumapasa. Halina at matuto gamit ang ating radyo. Pakinggan at unawain, aralin na ituturo. Patuloy ang edukasyon para sa ating henerasyon. Sa daan ng pagkatuto ay walang maiiwan. Kaya halina sa Radyo Eskwela.
Congratulations, my dear grade 9 students! Another lesson has ended. Please remind your parents or guardians to submit your answer sheet to your teacher for checking. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
There are still activities that you need to accomplish on your LAS. I encourage you to finish them to master the competency for this lesson. Can I count on you for that?
Oh, yes.
Great! Another day has ended and I'm sure you learned a lot. Thank you for joining me today. I challenge you to always put effort in everything you do, especially in your studies amidst the new normal and pandemic. Can you do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Great! This episode was possible thanks to our scriptwriter Miss Catherine Joy D. Bumagat and the SDO Isabela RBI production team. This is your science buddy teacher, Teacher Harmony T. Pascual, leaving you a quote by Marshall McLuhan: "There are no passengers on spaceship Earth. We are all crew. That is why we have to take part in making this Earth safe and beautiful. Stay safe. Goodbye."
Patuloy ang edukasyon para sa ating henerasyon.
Sa daan ng pagkatuto ay walang may iwan.
Kaya halina sa Radyo Eskwela!